In this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing Red Notice. Red Notice stars Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot. It tells the story of FBI agent John Hartley, who must team up with world-renowned art thief Nolan Booth, who to go after a kind of another up-and-coming criminal called the Bishop. Now, Dwayne Johnson plays John Hartley, the FBI agent. Ryan Reynolds is Nolan Booth, and the Bishop is played by Gal Gadot. All three in this movie is really fun. They have great chemistry. It's great. You really don't know who the villain is. You really don't know who the bad guy is. This movie really doesn't set that stone in motion at all, because there are a lot of twists and turns, the pros and cons of thieves and criminals trying to outdo one another. And even when an FBI agent is involved in between, it's really crazy. The movie is directed by Rawson Marshall Thurber. It is the third collaboration between Thurber and Dwayne Johnson after Central Intelligence and Skyscraper. And I have to say that he also wrote the movie as well. And having Rawson Marshall Thurber direct and write the movie was really good, because he put his own spin on a so-called action comedy thief criminal movie, for that matter. We start off with a great action sequence in Rome between Dwayne Johnson and Ryan Reynolds. It's really fun. And you're wondering, like, what is the driving force in this movie? What is the MacGuffin? Well, the MacGuffin is Cleopatra's 3 bejeweled eggs. And in the beginning of the movie, we get that history of what happened 2,000 years ago when Marcus Antonius gifted Cleopatra these eggs on her wedding day. And then not until later on, until 1907, the eggs were revealed. And then the third was remaining lost. Nobody knows where this third egg is, but during the course of the movie, we find out where the two are. And the goal is to get this third egg for some reason. The movie is really interesting and really fun to watch. There's a lot of homage to great action movies and certain action sequences. And the way that Dwayne Johnson and Ryan Reynolds work off each other is really good. The comedic timing they have, the chemistry they have is great. When Dwayne Johnson says something, his character, John Hartley, Ryan Reynolds' character, Nolan Booth, just has something else to say right behind it. Ryan Reynolds is known for playing characters like this because that's what he is and that's how he works. And it's really fun. Ryan Reynolds made this movie worth watching. And Gal Gadot is just a sight for sore eyes. She's just gorgeous. She's sexy in this role. She plays the criminal role really well. And you don't really know what's going on with her, if she's a good guy, if she's a bad guy. Same thing with Ryan Reynolds. He's a good guy, he's a bad guy. The Rock is a good guy. And, you know, these action sequences are great. But then over the course of the movie, they team up. You know, John Hartley and Nolan Booth to go after Gal Gadot, because evidently Gal Gadot, who plays the Bishop, framed agent John Hartley into stealing certain things and, you know, putting him in prison. He just wants to clear his name and get everything back, and he doesn't care. He just wants to work with Ryan Reynolds in order to get to this third egg and make everything go away and disappear. Over the course of the movie, it's interesting because there's a lot of Mission Impossible aspect, you know, scenes in it where they have to go steal the second egg from another house party that's happening with another character, and which is really interesting. The character that is in this, Estovich, is really weird but kind of brute in a way, but, you know, like Dwayne Johnson's character, John Hartley, said in this movie, that character has a Napoleon complex. But it's done in a way where Gal Gadot really shines, and you don't know what she's up to. Even Ryan Reynolds. Everyone's trying to outdo one another in this movie with their characters. And when the third act begins, this is where things get interesting and really fun. It just turns into Indiana Jones. It just turns into an Indiana Jones movie. That's all I'm going to say. With the hiking through the, you know, the jungle, the artifacts they find. And then all of a sudden you throw in the Nazis. Yes, Nazis appear in this movie. In a flashback, in a way, they appear. But there is a reason that the Nazis do appear in this movie story-wise. And then there is a chase scene that goes on at the Nazi bunker, so to speak, which is reminiscent of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and also reminiscent of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I'm pretty sure Rawson Marshall Thurber, the writer and director of this movie, figured, let me do my own Indiana Jones movie, and this is what it is, just adding Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot. Here's where the downside of this movie is, and what I didn't like. I didn't like the twist that happened in the end. Yes, there's a huge mind-blowing twist I didn't see coming, and it brought the movie down a little bit. If this twist didn't happen, this movie would have been a surefire win. But the twist is what brought it down. All of a sudden, we get a flashback and certain scenes that happen as you watch it from the beginning up until that twist. We find out what happened with each character and what their characters are doing, who's in on it, who's not in on it, what the actual plot is of this movie. And then the realization of as you're watching it, and then one of the characters realizes what's happening as well, is so crazy. This movie was good, but then that twist happened. You didn't need that twist. And I do want to say where another part where this movie really fell flat is a cameo appearance by Ed Sheeran. You don't need that, and I'm spoiling that because that's what brought this movie down a lot as well. You didn't need that twist ending, and you didn't need the Ed Sheeran cameo because it really brought down the movie. I figured if that twist didn't happen, if you just went a certain different way with the movie, the ending, it would have been so much better. At the end, the very end, it does leave it open for a sequel. I really don't think we need a sequel for this movie. It's just a one and done. But if they do have a sequel, give us an actual true villain. There really isn't a big villain in this movie at all. You could say in some way, all three of the actors, Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot, are playing the good guy and the bad guy. And then the other underlining factor in this story is that the annoying Interpol agent who doesn't trust John Hartley because he's FBI, he's out of his jurisdiction. But then you really kind of understand why she's doing her job and what she's doing. You know, over the course of the movie, she does get annoying at times, but then all of a sudden you realize she was just doing her job. Like I said, this movie was good up until the twist, and we didn't need that Ed Sheeran cameo. It just brought down the movie a lot. For me, Red Notice gets 3 out of 5 stars. So let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think of the twist? What did you think of the story? And it could have been done better. And what did you like and dislike about this movie? Did you like the action? Did you not like the action? And who actually drove this movie forward? Was it Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, or Gal Gadot? Let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked. And I'll see you guys in the next review video.